Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave and this is another video in the series What's That Guitar? Taking a look and a listen to the various guitars in my collection, ones you'll see hanging up on the wall in the studio here and see me using in YouTube videos. Today we're taking a look and a listen to this. It's my Turner Guitars 32 CE electroacoustic guitar. Now, Turner Guitars is a brand you might not be familiar with. It's not one of the mainstream brands, but I think it's one that probably deserves to get a bit more attention because they do make absolutely cracking quality instruments and very affordable. They're a UK brand. The guitars themselves are made in China, which helps to keep the costs down. But whereas a lot of people associate made in China, it's a little bit cheap and cheerful. Not at all. The build quality on this guitar, the fit and finish, the sound of it is, it's absolutely fine. It's certainly not it wasn't a cheap guitar. I did get a very good deal on it, I have to admit, but the retail price on it, it's probably about £380–400 retail value. So not a cheap and cheerful guitar. In terms of construction, got a solid spruce top. A laminated mahogany back and sides and a mahogany neck. Got a rosewood fingerboard and everything's quite nicely bound with a lovely cream and black binding around the body and the neck. Good quality Grover style tuners on the headstock there, and overall it's a really nice package. I don't consider myself to be an acoustic guitar player. I think if you have an acoustic guitar, really you should approach it as a different instrument to like just playing an electric but unplugged. I think you need to approach it as an instrument in its own right. And like I say, as you can probably tell from me hearing me play, I'm not an acoustic guitarist, but I do enjoy using the acoustic guitar just as a means of getting inspiration, getting away from just playing usual sort of things I play on electric, just getting out of a rut. And this is a great guitar for doing it. So an acoustic guitar, obviously, but actually an electroacoustic. Because what we've got under the saddle here is a little piezo pickup, and that's wired into the Fishman Isis preamp system, which has got the built-in tuner, which is very useful. Got the volume control, bass and treble, so we can adjust the tone, and it's also got a phase switch. A phase switch really useful for eliminating feedback if you're playing at volume, because it inverts the phase of what's coming out of the pickup system. Helps to cancel out any feedback. I've done a separate video about that somewhere on the channel. I'll put a link in the information section because people often ask what the phase switch does, because when you flick the switch you don't actually hear any difference in sound. It's all about eliminating feedback. So yeah, very comfortable guitar to play. It's not a super chunky neck, it's not super wide. After playing an electric, which I tend to play most of the time, it's not too difficult to transition to come to this neck and play quite comfortably. So build quality, fit and finish and all that, no complaints at all. It's perfectly well put together. I've had the guitar 8 years, possibly longer. No complaints with it. Sound wise, it's perfectly adequate. It's not going to be up there with the high end Martins, Taylors and whatnot, but for somebody like myself, just predominantly an electric guitar player but wants an alternative instrument, this does the job perfectly well. You heard it before. I was playing a bit of fingerstyle. Let's see how it sounds with a pick. So as you can hear, sounds great with fingers, sounds great with a pick. No complaints about this guitar at all. To be honest, Turner Guitars, it's not a brand that's particularly well known, and I think it deserves a bit more recognition than it gets because you get a really good guitar in terms of value for money. They are a British brand, and I was quite surprised. I was recently talking to somebody over in the States, and I happened to mention I had a Turner, and he said, "Oh yeah, Turner Guitars, I've heard of those," which certainly gladdened my heart a little bit that Turner is known outside of the UK, because like I said, I just don't see them getting mentioned that much. So it's nice to hear somebody talking about them who's not in the UK. So yeah, there you go. In this latest episode of What's That Guitar? Turner Guitars 32 CE. Okay, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please click like down there. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see other things that I post onto the channel, then please click subscribe, which is also down there. You're welcome to leave a comment, but I don't always see comments that are left on videos, don't get notified. So if there's something specific you want to ask me, whether it's about guitars, guitar playing, music theory, anything at all, you're better off going here, filling that form, sending your question in that way. I'm guaranteed to see it, and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.